So I found this large piece of cardboard. I then cut slits on the sides. This will be used to bend it to shape, and you can see I bent it right here, and we're gonna glue all the cut edges together to mimic that globular shape of Curiass. So it's actually not that hard to make a breastplate. It's pretty easy. You just have to, once again, cut slits and then glue them all together. You will see that there's some gaps. Don't worry, we'll cover those up later. But give me a second to look at it. I will then cut out some armholes. Okay, so after all the armholes are cut out, I'm gonna reinforce the gaps. How I'm reinforcing these gaps is I'm just taking hot glue and just putting them over, I guess each, gap, but it will just keep them all together more securely. To furthermore reinforce the breastplate, cut out these tabs, and then we're just gonna glue them, bend them like that, and then we're just gonna glue them over the gaps. This will hold each plate, strip together. Okay, so here's what all the tabs look like when they're glued in. I put this strip across to give the breastplate more rigidity. I made a video on that. You should go check it out. But anyways, that is the breastplate for you. So to make the folds, I cut out this curved strip. I then bent said curved strip. We're going to do it 3 more times. Okay, so here are all 3 strips. Now we're just going to put them together. So to make it articulate, I cut out these scrap pieces of cloth, and I'm going to layer each cardboard strip in a way that will allow it to fold up into each other, if that makes sense. It will make sense in a bit. Okay, so here are the folds all connected. As you can see, it's able to fold up into the breastplate, and while keeping shape. So now let's work on the tassets. How I'm making these tassets is I'm just cutting out straight strips of cardboard, and I'm gonna glue them all together. I bent them, and I'm gonna glue them all together. And then for the bottom piece of the tasset, it's a little bit longer than all the other lengths. So here are the tassets. As you can see, I use the same technique of using scrap pieces of cloth to have it articulate, but that larger bottom piece is just glued in place to the last strip. And on the front here, I wanted to make a lance rest, a removable one, of course. So this is customizable, but the lance rest I chose here is just this simple curved one. They're just 3 strips of cardboard glued together with, hot glue spread across the edge to give it more structural integrity, and it makes it really strong that way. So I cut out the back of the lance rest in a way that's slanted, and let's get our base here. This is the base. We're just gonna glue the end of the lance rest to it, just like this, and we're gonna glue it, or not glue it, but attach it to the breastplate right here. So to actually make the lance rest removable, I put 2 Chicago screws on the top and the bottom to make it still sturdy enough and also removable, so I can just unscrew it from the breastplate. And here is the front breastplate so far. Now let's work on the back plate. So much similarly to the breastplate, it's just strips of cardboard put together, but instead of cutting out slits to make it round, it's just flat, and then I put another piece inside to make it more rigid. So I cut out this wedge, and then I glued it to the top, and then as you can see on that wedge, I cut out 2 slits to follow the curvature of my back. So let's grab our breastplate here and our back plate, and let's find a way to connect the 2. So I made these straps out of duct tape, and they're just folded pieces of duct tape, and then I have these buckles. And then we're just gonna glue these onto the ends of both plates. So here's what they look like glued together. So to add more realism to my breastplate, I made this strip slightly curved, and I'm just gonna glue it up here. So here's that piece we glued on earlier. To add more detail on it, add rivets to the breastplate to give it that more realistic look. So how I'm mimicking the look of a rivet, I'm just using blobs of hot glue and carefully just squeezing them onto the surface of the cardboard, and then as you can see, it looks like rivet. Okay, so here's what the whole thing looks like with all the fake rivets on. Now we're gonna cover up the gaps. So what I'm using to cover up the gaps, I'm using up these, I guess, paper cardboard. You can get these from grocery bags. There's paper grocery bags. I'm just gonna glue them on the gaps. And so after that's done, here is the Curiass. I'm just using a belt to secure it to myself.